What's up, guys? It's Pixel Quest Gaming, and today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different than movies and video games. Today I wanted to talk about something that had to do with knowledge and education. I think some of the things that I wanted to talk about was courses that I'm taking right now, such as English, geography, and other subjects. So today, what I wanted to talk about is how tough school can be, and how educational school can be, and if it actually can be pretty, like, useful sometimes. So every day when I try to do school, I sometimes, or mostly, I really don't want to do the school most of the time. But I have to do the school. It is required. I have to learn and I have to know the knowledge of how, like, what are these subjects or how can I use these subjects sometimes. So basically, what I wanted to talk about was I think there are some courses that seem pretty easy for me, such as geography, English, and science. Those courses seem pretty easy for me, and those courses, they're not really that bad. I don't mind those courses. The toughest course right now for me is geometry, mostly math, basically. Geometry this year has been really tough. I didn't really know if I ever wanted to see if this was an okay subject or not. But mostly, this subject has been pretty hard for me, and it is a lot of work. But that's pretty much my take on geometry. English can be pretty easy for me. I think that taught me how to communicate more, and it taught me how to really figure out what I wanted to do next, or how I was going to be able to know how to speak better when I'm in public, or how I could speak better in stories. Geography is mostly one of my subjects that I really like a lot. Geography, I mostly like to learn about countries, and I like to learn about, most of the time, I mostly like to learn about what is going on with the world, or what are these cultures. So that's why I really don't mind geography that much, is because some of these subjects, or some of these, like, quizzes, or some of these assignments, they are pretty okay, I think. I really don't mind those subjects. Science can be pretty easy also. Science is sometimes it can be hard, but sometimes it can be easy. But mostly, most of the time, it's easy for me. I really don't mind using science, and I really don't mind geography. When it comes to, like, learning, like, languages such as Spanish or ASL, which actually stands for American Sign Language, when it comes to learning Spanish, French, or ASL or Chinese, I picked ASL for this year. I mostly wanted to learn about how I could use my hands to translate, like, how to say, like, things in hand translation. So basically, that's what ASL is. It's basically just learning how to mostly use hands to communicate, and how to communicate with others when you can't hear. That's basically ASL. So I decided to take that this year. I decided to learn, like, what do I want to know, like, can I communicate with these people, or how can I know, like, how am I going to speak to these people if they can't hear me, or whatnot. But geometry is really hard for me. I think that it's probably one of the most toughest subjects for me this year, but that's just my opinion. You might have another opinion, or you might have a different opinion on geometry or whatnot. So I think English can be pretty easy. I like English sometimes, and mostly I like geography, and I mostly also kind of like science sometimes. So that's my take on school. I think you might have a different take on school or something. You might have some tough courses going on, or maybe you won't like school. Most of the time, I don't want to do school sometimes, but sometimes it can be really useful. So that's my take on school. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.